Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ. This is another interview. I know it's been a while, but here it is. So, this happened about a couple weeks ago. So I was just chilling, and I decided to go to heaven. So, okay, I traveled there by the speed of thought. And as I showed up in the throne room, Jesus was, awaiting me. So I was with him and he was with me. Obviously. Why did I say that? Anyway, sorry, my mind is kind of on like 3 different things right now. So we're with each other. And he's like, come. He just said, come. So I was like, okay, like, where are we going? Because, he wasn't walking. He was just standing there like, all right, I'm right here. And then all of a sudden, he's like, where are we going? So he wouldn't tell me. So he made like this line. He was like, literally like, and then this door opened up and just stepping into this stadium. It was like huge and it was like so beautiful. Yeah, it was like like no words. It was just gorgeous. And I went into the stadium before. But that's another story. Yeah. So I went to the stadium and he was standing next to me and I was standing next to him. Obviously. Again. Sorry. So we were standing next to each other. Alright, so in this stadium, we were standing like in the middle. Was it like a football stadium? Kind of. But imagine it like the biggest football stadium, but 4 times bigger. Like, and it was just like seats. There was like a stage. It was like a white stage, and then it was like in the bottom of the stage, the seats were like all around this field, and it wasn't a field of grass. Maybe it was it? I want to say it's grass. It was just, it looked like grass, but it wasn't grass. So anyway, we were just in this stadium. Oh, and what the best part about it is like, there's this button you could push where the grass would disappear and the seats of the stadium would come together to make it look like a Sinatra house. Where they sing opera or whatever. And that was really cool. Anyway, so we, well, on these seats were a bunch of angels. It was like, these angels were like just starting out. Like, they were like baby angels. There was like girls and boys and other entities were there, but mostly angels. They weren't like seraphims or cherubims or anything. They were just angels, like 2-winged angels. Like, they weren't like the lowest ranking. The lowest ranking is like 1-winged, but you have to be pretty bad to be that low ranking. So they're like 2 normal angels, and as like they were looking at me and they were all talking, so everyone was just loud, and then they were just like that's what you hear. And I turned to God and I was like, yeah, what am I doing? Like, because I'm really shy around people. I know it's hard to believe, but I am. So, and these are like angels, like, I don't know. But, these are angels. And so I was like, what up? So basically, and he was like, I want you to answer a few of their questions, and I'll be back. I'm like, okay, but, and then there's like this microphone, right? And so I was like, and then he just left. And I was like, really? And, actually, what did I do? I was actually standing there and I turned, and then this really ancient angel came up to me. I don't know what kind of angel it was, but it was good looking. It was old, although it looked young. I really can't explain that. I'm sorry. And it, yeah, and so he came up to me and said, no, I'm going to ask you a question, and then you're going to answer. And then when you answer, the angels are going to write it down. And I was like, okay. Yeah, no problem. I can do that. I can do that. Of course, I was kind of shy, but, you know, I can do that. It's okay. So I was still on the microphone. He actually had to lead me because when he motioned to follow him, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm going to stay over here. So, no, but seriously, he was like, come. And so I was like, okay. So I came, and then, it wasn't a mistake, but it was, okay, you'll hear about it. Okay, so the first angel asked me, I forgot the question he asked me though, but he asked me something like, do humans, just a simple question, like, why do humans not believe in God or something like that? And then I said, I said it varies, they don't believe he's real and stuff, and then as I was talking, I saw God, like he was just like in the far back, like I didn't see him, but just like bright light, and I knew it was him, and I was like, and the people were like, the angels were walking over to write it down, what I was saying, because I was speaking so low, or they wanted to ask me more questions, either one, but I was like, God, and then everyone just like stopped, and then I was like, what did I say? And then I heard just like this scream. All the angels just dropped their pamphlets or whatever they had, and then there's like, I'm not gonna scream, but you know how scream sounds, but it was like a scream slash melody, right? And it was just like they're just screaming on the top of their lungs, and I was like, okay, all right, what? And so I was like, and then when they start screaming, they lifted their heads up like so, and then the scream, I couldn't see it, but like the scream came in darts of light, so it just shot up like a firecracker, and it made this bright light in the sky, above the stadium, and it just, everything looked like a firecracker. So that it wasn't like, it didn't boom and disappear, it stayed. It was like a fresh smelling smell. It was like I don't know, it was just like screaming, and I was like, it was really beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. And then they literally, like, it was like literally in the top of their lungs. You know how someone screams from the top of their lungs? It's just like, you could tell from their face expression, like they were literally screaming. And I was like amazed, like, alright. This is how the reaction when I say God, like, what if I say God 3 times? Like, are they gonna roll on the floor and do the hokey pokey or something like that? I don't know. But, then God showed up. I was like, can I leave out of here now? Like, I kind of want to leave because I just want to be with God, because I just want to ask him why. Because I didn't really understand the process, until he told me, so that's why I can tell you. So Jesus showed up, and he was like, he directed me back to the throne room. So it's like, so he was laughing, and I said, what's up? And then I was like, what was that? And he's like, he said, I didn't mention that, like, the God being in their atmosphere. I mean, like, God is always in the atmosphere, but being present, not in a spiritual way, but very in a physical way, in a sense, really enlighten them. I'm like, really? And that's what happened, and yeah. So I after that, I didn't go back. I mean, he said, you know, if you want to, no, that's okay. So, we'll just chill. We'll go to, like, the beach or something, and we'll talk. We will talk. Yeah, so that's what we did, and I hope that blessed your spirits. I'm not really sure how that will, but I'm sure it will.